So today, I'm going to talk about the morning meditation. So I have been talking about mornings in the last series of talks because I find mornings quite difficult. I'm a night owl, I'm an evening person, and I suffer from kind of a low mood and general anxiety in the morning. So I have been talking about what I do to combat the problems. So in the last talk, I talked that I do yoga. So almost as soon as I get up, I step onto the mat and I do yoga. And today I'm going to talk about meditation. So after yoga, depending on what I'm doing on the day, sometimes I have a very quick breakfast. Then I meditate. Sometimes I go straight into meditation. So just this seems a naturally flow. So yoga helps the mind to prepare to sit for meditation. Let's talk about yoga and meditation. So according to maybe the most well referenced yoga text, classical yoga text, Patanjali's Yoga Sutra, and almost at the very, very beginning, it says, yoga is stilling of the mind. So although in modern postural yoga, we do lots of postures, we do get lots of health benefit, physical benefit. So we tend to think yoga is for the body, but really in the very original form, yoga is to do with stilling the mind. So it's really helpful to keep that in mind, even if you're doing asana practice, posture practice. You shouldn't really let your mind wander off everywhere. You need to focus on your breath, focus on your body, so that you calm your mind. You come out from the practice feeling calm and a little bit more settled mentally. Yoga is really about calming the mind of constant chaos. Is your mind full of chaos? My mind is always switching from one thing to the other, and I'm not particularly different from anybody else. I think everybody's mind is shifting from one thing to the other. If you go to work or go to whatever you're doing, drive or travel on public transport for half an hour, then your mind just constantly goes through millions of different things. That's how the mind works. So meditation is the time to sit and calm the mind. It's not the time to sit and let the mind go wander everything. So it's not the time to sit and just let the mind relax and let the mind go through everything freely, or time to sit and plan for the day, or just ponder upon philosophical thoughts. It's the time to focus on something and still your mind. So calm your mind, tame your mind. So that's what meditation is. So I do yoga and I sit and do meditation. And the morning in general, so the day hasn't really started by this time. So you think, oh, it must be quite easy because you haven't come across lots of stressful things in life. But my mind doesn't work like that. My mind is all full of things. So I'm thinking of this and that. Sometimes really racing ahead of the things I have to do. Usually very stressful things. So it's not easy task. It takes a while to calm my mind. I aim to meditate 15 to 30 minutes every day, but sometimes I sit for a really long time and still my mind is not settled. So it's really not an easy task. You really need to purposefully try to focus on something and still your mind. So my morning goes, so I get up, just get ready, do yoga, then either breakfast or no breakfast, and have meditation. Then I'm finally ready to face the day. So this is my quite a long morning routine these days. One big reason I meditate in the morning is I just find it impossible to find the time once the day starts. For example, for the weekend, even if there's nothing planned, if I have a little lie-in, and if I don't meditate in the morning, I just find it impossible to find time to meditate. Once the day starts, I feel like I'm constantly catching up, constantly things to do. I'm constantly already behind schedule. So it's really impossible to find the time, carve out the time to sit. That's another reason it's really beneficial to meditate in the morning, because for most people, that's the only time you can actually find time. Meditation may sound a little bit complicated if you've never done this before, but at its essence, meditation is really simple. What it is you sit still somewhere, focus on something simple. So it can be breathing, it can be some maybe clock ticking, or maybe some people use something to focus on visually or a word. And just really try not to think. So when the thoughts do come, then just as soon as you notice you're thinking, you bring your attention to whatever the thing you have chosen to focus upon. So just keep it really simple. So 3 steps. Number 1, sit somewhere with your straight back. So if you come to yoga class, you usually sit on the floor. But I always recommend people to sit on something. So have your spine supported. So often we sit on yoga blocks like this. Or you can use a cushion. You can roll up your mat. I like to roll up the mat and sit on that. But if you can sit on a chair, if sitting on the floor is difficult, sit on the chair with your back straight. It's best not to sit on the sofa because it's sort of easy to slouch and it's difficult to keep your back straight. Okay? Then once you get your posture right, then you focus on something simple. So as I said, breathing is very classical one. So you just count your breath. So you can count in and out as one, or you can count in 1, out 2. So just do counting anyway. So usually in my class, I do count 1 to 10, then go back to 1 again. So sometimes you lose count because just your mind naturally goes somewhere else. Or sometimes you're counting 22. If you go faster, you need to go back to 0 again. You just know that if your mind wanders, that's completely normal. Everybody's mind is doing the same. It's just a constant effort to bring yourself back to your breathing or whatever you're focusing on. That's all it is. So that 1, sit with your back straight. 2, focus on something. 3, if your mind goes somewhere else, bring yourself back to your focus. Okay, so how long should you meditate? I once went to a silent meditation retreat, and we meditated all day for 4 days. So each sitting was 45 minutes, and we sat 6 sittings in a day. So it was really, really long meditation, but no need to do that long. Okay, some people really believe in long meditation. I try to sit for half an hour because that's I like to sit for a long time. But lots of teachers say 15 minutes is enough. So you may just want to aim for 15. But when I started with 5 minutes, to do 5 minutes. Then next week, 10 minutes. So start a short time, 5 minutes is fine. And if you just get in the habit of regularly sit, so every day is great, but it may be just a few days a week, that's fine. So most important thing is you sit regularly and maybe 5 to 10 minutes, maybe 15 minutes and see what happens. Don't think about it too much, just have a go. It's a wonderful practice. Lots of people love it. Thank you so much for watching. I'll be back in 2 weeks' time. Thank you.